Welcome! Thanks for taking a few minutes to learn about automatic pool cover installation for Gunite pools. Today, we'll be talking about the unit installation on a Gunite pool with a retainer and a coping lid. Let's get started. Ensure that you have the following components on your job site: 6-inch drum, the square lead edge bar, the track and shim, the fabric, the mechanism box, and the parts box. Step 1 is site preparation. You'll first go around the perimeter of the track and remove splice kits and any debris in the track, washing it out as needed. Remove any residual concrete from the top of the retainer. At the mechanism end, measure the excess retainer 1 inch from the edge of the mechanism wall. Using your reciprocating saw, make the following cuts. Cut through the retainer, notch out the back side, cut off the top of the retainer 1 inch back to allow for easier securing of the track. File off any sharp corners and ensure that the encapsulation is free of debris. Repeat the process on the other side. Step 2 is bracket installation. You'll first mount the Atlas brackets. Measure down to accommodate the thickness of the stone you're using for your concrete lid. Use the brackets to mark where the lid brackets will go. Use your 1/2-inch drill bit to drill the bracket holes and install the supplied anchor. Tap it in with your hammer. Place the Atlas bracket against the back of the cover housing and ensure that the alignment is perfectly straight before drilling your second hole. Drill your second hole and install the anchor. Place the bracket over the anchors and secure with a 3/4 inch socket. Once again, ensure that the bracket is level at the top. Position the bracket arm in place and insert the steel rod. Then, adjust the bracket arm as needed to ensure that it's also level. Ensure that every stone is supported on each end by a lid bracket. Now, remove the bracket arms in order to more easily install the mechanism assembly. Step 3 is mechanism assembly. Remove the tray from the mechanism box. In the tray, you'll find the supplied parts for mechanism assembly. Place the mechanism assembly behind the motor end and lay the drum out. Remove the protective covering from each end of the drum. Install the end casting on each end of the drum with a 1/2-inch wrench, including the lock washer. Tighten both ends. Insert the drum into the non-motor end pedestal. Now, repeat this process on the motor end, using the force-applied screws and flat washers to secure it with a 1/2-inch wrench or socket. Secure the bonding wire onto the lug and make sure it's tight. Clip the quick connect to the top of the motor, turning until you hear it click into place. At the junction box, first ensure that the power supply is off. Then, trim the wires back to roughly 6 inches. Strip the ends off of all the wires. Refer to the wiring diagram included with the touchpad for wiring instructions. Then, tighten wire nuts and cap them off. Now, turn the power back on and test motor operation in both directions. Secure the top of the touchpad to the junction box with the 2 Phillips screws provided. Next, you'll lower the mechanism into the box and ensure that the drum is centered between the retainers on either side. Measure and mark the center point of the box and align it with the center point marked on the drum. Use these positions to mark exactly where the mechanism needs to be mounted. The adjustable arms will be mounted at the bottom of the retainer. Mark and drill the holes for the adjustable arms. Use the supplied hardware to secure the brackets to the concrete housing. Ensure the mechanism is level. Secure both ends of the unit with the hardware provided. Once the brackets are secure, ensure that the mechanism is level in the box, both front to back and top to bottom. Tighten all the 1/2-inch nuts throughout the mechanism. Inspect the top front edge of the box where it meets the tile to ensure there are no sharp edges that could rip or catch the fabric, grinding down the edge as necessary. Step 4 is track installation. Remove the plastic that binds the track pieces together. Lay them out along the edge of the pool with the large channel facing into the pool. Do the same with the shims, removing the protective plastic coating. You'll now place a pulley spacer housing into each end of the retainer on the non-mechanism end. They are side-specific. Align the end of the track with the pulley housing. Measure the distance from the end of the first track and the end of the box. Add an inch. And make your first cut. File and countersink both ends of the track. Then insert the track splice. Insert the hex head screws into the splice and tighten. Repeat the process on the other side. Please note, never assume that both sides of the pool will be the same length. Place the fabric package behind the box and carefully cut open the packaging, taking care not to puncture the vinyl. Roll the fabric out. Cut off the wire ties and unspool the rope to eliminate the possibility of knots. Insert the stainless guide feeds into the track and drill a 1/4 inch hole. Remove the guide feeds and insert the rope into the water side of the track. Walk the rope down to the other end of the pool, around the pulley and back down the other side, keeping constant tension on the rope. When the rope is back to the guide end, remove the guide, slip the rope back in, and reinsert the guide feed. Tie a knot in the rope to keep both ends in the track. Drop the track into the retainer. Shim it up into the end pulley housing. Insert the shim into the track and gently tap into place until it's flush with the track. At the mechanism end, you may need to trim the shim so that it's 2 inches short of the end of the retainer. Now, untie the knot in your rope and take off the guide feed. Take the rope around the end pulley and draw it down toward the motor side. Run it through the 3 pulleys and pull all excess rope through. Now, run the rope through the tracks on the other side of the pool, bringing it back through the first 2 pulleys and pulling it taut. Pull the black glider into the track about 1 foot and reinstall the guide feed. Step 5 is cover installation. Insert the lead edge dowel with the slots facing down. Drill an 11/64 inch hole and insert the screw. Secure it under the bumper. Do this on both ends of the lead edge bar. Install the glider bracket on the last hole of the bracket with a 1/2 inch nut. Pull all the slack to one side. Install the other glider bracket and slide the glider and bracket back into the track. Pull all slack to the middle and then install the glider bracket. Slide the lead edge bar into place so that the diagonal fold is at the end of the bar. Once properly positioned, secure it at both ends with the short Phillips screw provided. Adjust the lead edge until it's parallel to the pool wall by gently pulling on the appropriate rope. When you're satisfied with the position, measure the rope 8 to 10 feet from the front edge of the box and cut each rope in the same place. Tie a knot in the end of both ropes. Insert each knot into the keyhole of the mechanism. Now, at the keypad, enter the default code 1234 and then the Enter button. With one installer holding the ropes, push the Close button, pulling the rope into the rope reel until there is no more slack. After letting go of the ropes, close the cover. Make sure that it's feeding into the guide feed smoothly on both sides. Once the lead bar reaches the end of the pool, fold over the excess fabric so you can secure it to the drum. Position the fabric so that it overhangs the end of the drum by about 2 inches. Using the stainless steel screws provided, secure the fabric to the drum into the pre-drilled holes. The first 18 inches of fabric should have no slack. The next 18 inches, allow about 1.5 inches of slack. For the next 18 inches, allow about 1 inch of slack. Repeat the same process on the non-motor end. Again, the first 18 inches of fabric should have no slack. The next 18 inches should have about 1.5 inches of slack, and the last 18 inches should have about 1 inch of slack. It's important to keep both sides symmetrical as you do this, so evenly distribute any excess slack so that the center of the cover is taut. Pull any excess vinyl back out into the pool and roll up the excess vinyl. It's important to cuff the vinyl on both ends, top and bottom, and pull all the excess vinyl into the sides of the pool. Now, open the cover all the way. Install the lid bracket arms, making sure the rope goes in between the bracket and the arm. At this point, you can install the custom stone lid. Lastly, you'll assemble the cover pump so it's ready for the pool owner to put in place. You have now successfully completed the installation of the Gunite retainer. Should you have any additional questions, please give us a call Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at 800-878-5789 and ask for technical support. Thanks again from all of us at Automatic Pool Covers.